Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be testing out these Holosun 507Ks. On the left here, I've got the standard 507K with the 32 MOA circle. Let's see if I can get this a little better into focus. Okay, so that's got the 32 MOA circle. On the right here, I got also 507K, but this has the acss. Okay, so I've been testing this already for at least a week, and today I just want to do a quick side-by-side shooting one-handed, because that's really the way to test these things out. So on my left, I got the 32 MOA circle. On the right here, I got the acss. Okay, so the way I'm doing this, I'm just punching out, getting my dot on target, and getting a sense of how quickly I can find it. So I was a little slower with the standard one, faster on the acss on that one. Let's do it again. So what I'm finding with the 32 MOA circle is, I mean, it is nicer because it's bigger, okay? So when you do find it, that's a much nicer aiming point versus the tiny little dot. Okay, but, well, there it is. Okay, so I prefer this bigger 32 MOA circle. However, I am finding that because I'm punching out one-handed, you know, sometimes if I come out just a little bit off, it takes me longer to find the circle, whereas with the dot, I am finding the dot faster. So the acss is faster. It's just that the dot, you know, even though you can find the dot faster, it's like, you know, when you can get to the dot, sometimes you're not sure, especially against the white snow over there. It does wash out a little bit. With the 32 MOA circle, right, if I can punch out and find that immediately, oh, that is much nicer to shoot. So ideally, I would like a combination of these two, okay? I would like the 32 MOA circle with a 200 MOA outer circle to help me get to the inner circle, okay? And as far as, you wouldn't get confused between the two because the 32 MOA circle has those little hashes on the side. See how these, now that is at the highest brightness setting right now, which is where I have to keep it because otherwise it's gonna wash out against the snow. So that is at the highest brightness setting. So just keep that in mind, that if you're going to be practically carrying this outdoors, you have to carry this in a high brightness setting so that you can see it out, against the sun, basically on a sunny day, or against the snow. The issue with that is it eats up the battery life. With everyday carry, these 507Ks, I only get about 1 month of battery life. Because here's the thing, even though it does have the go to sleep, shake awake, when you're carrying this thing in your holster, this thing's always moving. So it never gets to sleep while you're carrying it. So it's always, you know, and if you're carrying it as like daylight bright, like I carry it, right, nuclear bright, you're wearing out that battery. So that's why I only get 1 month of battery life. Ideally, it would have been nice if they gave us the EPS carry, which is the same footprint with a solar panel. You know, that's gonna auto dim when you put it in the holster. So I wish they had gone ahead and made that. They're probably gonna make us wait a year before they give us that, but that would have been ideal. But as far as between the 32 MOA circle and the dot, I would prefer a combination of the two. Okay, I would like a 32 MOA circle with a 200 MOA outer circle, and that would be perfect. You know, that would be perfect combined. Like, yeah, right now I just went out, you know, basically I gotta play with it a little bit in order to find that 32 MOA circle. But when I come out with the acss, I have a much better sense of what direction I gotta move in to find that dot. Problem is the dot's tiny. It's only like 3 MOA. Let's shoot this again. And people will say that, hey, if you use perfect presentation, you know, you're not gonna, you know, it's not an issue. Well, you know, realistic shooting, self-defense shooting is not perfect presentation. Sometimes you gotta hold somebody back like a child while you're shooting, okay? So sometimes you don't always get perfect presentation. So you gotta test these guns out, you know, in realistic self-defense type of situations where, realistically, especially if you're in a grappling type situation where somebody's hitting you, you're gonna be shooting one-handed. You know, maybe you're fighting somebody. Maybe this guy's got a knife. You're trying to fight the knife off over here, but you gotta, you know, you got a guy with a gun down there. You gotta deal with him first. You know, so these are all things. Now you might say, hey, what are the chances of this happening or that happening? Well, using a gun for a self-defense situation is a very low probability thing of happening in somebody's life. So because it's such a low probability, there's really no reliable stats as to exactly what you can expect. So anything can happen. The most weird things can happen because it doesn't happen often enough where you can say that, hey, this is how it happens 99% of the time, because it doesn't happen that often. You know? So let's do a little bit more shooting here. Actually, you got two hands. You can always, nice thing about the optics, you can always use the optic to rack the slide. All right, same drill. I'm gonna punch out this time. Oh, by the way, fingers straight, right? Because when I'm doing this exercise and I'm punching out, right, this hand's obviously going in front of my muzzle, so I definitely gotta make sure that my finger's straight and the gun's pointed, you know, not towards that hand. So if you choose to do this exercise, here, I'll do it this way so you can see. If you choose to do this exercise, finger straight, right? See how I'm doing it? Only when you come out here, get your dot on target, then your finger goes on the trigger, right? The other hand that's back here, you gotta make sure your finger's straight, and you gotta make sure that your gun is not pointed, you know, anywhere near your other hand. Before we started with the 32 way circle, this time we're gonna start with the acss. Again, I was a little slow there with the 32 way circle as far as finding it. Once I find it, it's nice, big 32 way circle, way better than the little 3 way dot. The issue is finding it. In case you guys are wondering what the distance is from this distance here, it is about 50 feet to that target over there, in case you guys are wondering. And that target is 2 foot by 1 foot. So it's 2 foot by 1 foot. So, you know, I get to shoot every day. I mean, these aren't, you know, a lot of people aren't used to shooting one-handed, but that's really how you got to test this gun out. And I encourage people, when you go to the gun range, make sure you practice one-handed. Because realistically, you might be doing something with the other hand, and if you ever do need to use a gun for self-defense, there's a good chance you might have to use it one-handed. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you all soon. And if you're not a member of the channel, please subscribe.